A Wisconsin woman is not terribly happy at President Trump after she contracted the coronavirus while following Donald Trump's advice. Now, Trump recently told reporters that he was taking the anti malaria lupus drug as a prophylactic against coronavirus. In fact, here's that video.
And a lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it.
I take it. I've been taking it for a couple of weeks now. I've taken it. I've heard good things about it. So now afterwards, of course, the White House releases a doctor's statement saying, oh, yeah, so we talked about this, and we thought that it might be a good course of action. It didn't actually confirm that Trump was taking it, so I'm pretty dubious about this, right? I don't think he's taking it. I mean, he's dumb. There's no doubt about that. He's a very unintelligent person, but he's not that dumb. Then again, he did tell people to inject bleach into their lungs. They should not do that. That's bad, but some did, and predictably so, they ended up in the hospital. So now, we also know people who take hydroxychloroquine outside a medical setting and without a prescription are at risk. So that's the other problem with the hydroxychloroquine, right? So it's problematic. According to the medical journal The Lancet, which examined records of 96,000 hospitalized coronavirus patients, they found that those treated with hydroxychloroquine had a significantly higher risk of death compared to those who did not take that. Patients treated with the drug were also more likely to develop a type of irregular heart rhythm or arrhythmia that can lead to sudden, of course, cardiac arrest or death, it concluded. So now, this Wisconsin woman, she's identified only as Kim, was talking to a local news station, WISN, and she said, hey, look, I take hydroxychloroquine, and so I'm safe, right? I thought that I was safe. I've been using hydroxychloroquine for the past 20 years because I'm also a lupus patient, right? So she has a compromised immune system from having lupus because that is a disease that turns your immune system against you, if I'm correct on that. And so she thought, well, look, I may have a compromised immune system, means I'm more at risk, but I'm also taking hydroxychloroquine, which the president said will prevent me from getting coronavirus. And so the problem with that is, of course, if you believe that you're protected, if you believe you're immune or covered in the blood of Jesus or whatever some of these people believe, then you're more likely to participate in risky behaviors. Going outside without a mask, not social distancing, gathering in large groups, et cetera, et cetera. Now, for me, like if you do that, I'm not going to be shocked if you're sick, right? If you come down with coronavirus. But to this person, these people, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I got coronavirus. How is this possible? I don't understand. And that was her response, actually. So she said, when they gave the diagnosis, I felt like it was a death sentence. I'm like, I'm going to die. How can I be even sick? I'm on the hydroxychloroquine. This is a quote. They were like, well, nobody ever said that was the cure or that was going to keep you safe. And it definitely did not. Now, she, of course, explained her symptoms, right? She said she was weak all over. She had coughing, fever, very high fever. And she said it just went downhill from there. I couldn't breathe no more. And, of course, she went to the emergency room, was diagnosed with COVID-19. So now, having an autoimmune disorder, having lupus, very dangerous when you pair it with COVID-19. It's very dangerous to begin with. And so people are like her are most at risk. And so that's the problem, right? But yet she took this and she thought, no, I'm fine. I'll be fine. I can't get coronavirus. And then she got it. And now she's not exactly happy with President Trump for pushing hydroxychloroquine, making her feel like she was immune from it, right? And so now it's not just Donald Trump that has been saying that. Of course, you have all people over right-wing media that are pushing this false idea that hydroxychloroquine protects you from the virus, which it doesn't. Now, for her case, Kim's lucky she survived, but she was hospitalized for some time and now has to have oxygen, right? Or at least is recovering at home and has to have an oxygen tank with her. So now the question is, did she learn her lesson? Well, here's what she told WISN. Quote, hydroxychloroquine is not going to prevent anything. You can still get coronavirus. It kind of makes me mad that President Trump thinks it's going to do that and is telling the whole world it's going to do that. Well, let's be honest about this. President Trump doesn't actually think that. He doesn't think that hydroxychloroquine is going to protect anybody. He's not taking it. Well, I can guarantee you that he is not taking hydroxychloroquine. No, he is pushing this because he has an agenda. That agenda, look, I don't know if it's strictly monetary. It might be, or at least monetary reasons may be involved in the fact that he is pushing this, as he does have a small stake in one of the manufacturers of hydroxychloroquine. That's already been proven. But I think the other part of it is that this is part of the culture wars now. Yeah, this virus and hydroxychloroquine have been incorporated into the right wing's culture wars, along with wearing a mask, social distancing, and this so-called medication, right? Now, conservatives, they see those things, right? Not doing the social distancing, not wearing a mask. It's not like, oh, they're infringing on my freedom. No, all of this is basically a way to own the libs. That's all this is. Oh, you want to tell me what to do based on your facts, your science, your liberal agenda? No, I believe in your liberal facts. I'm going to go take hydroxy. And then afterwards, oh no, look, I've got coronavirus. Oops. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get coronavirus. And then there is a chance, and she's lucky that she didn't, but there's a chance you're going to die. Now, look, last week I did the similar story where somebody is like, I don't know, it was a driver for one of these ride-sharing companies. That's like, I don't know, I thought this whole virus thing was overblown. I thought it was just something for the government to try to distract us. And then, oops, I got coronavirus. And now I regret it because I possibly gave it to my family. Or actually, he did. He gave it to his wife, who at the time was still in the ICU. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she had died. I don't know if she recovered. He's recovering. And he's like, this is no joke. We're not kidding. They're not kidding when they say that this is a problem. This is not just the flu. This is worse. This is worse. But unfortunately, there's still so many people, and it doesn't matter how many people actually get it. There are still people here that will not do what is necessary, that still believe in Donald Trump and what he says. And it's worse than dealing with children because, hey, children can learn, right? Children learn and do better. With these people, though, they bathe in their ignorance and they enjoy it. They love it. And they do so, again, because they feel like they got to own the libs. And they're happy about it until something bad happens to them. And that's the frustration I see when they see these conspiracy theories, when I see these people out there being ridiculous and saying, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's just like the flu. It's not going to hurt you. You're just too afraid to leave your house. Well, I'm going to go and do freedom. Well, what's your freedom cost? I mean, and by the way, it's not even really infringing upon your freedom. Getting a haircut is not enshrined in the Constitution. Going out to get a beer at the bar is not part of the Constitution. No, the Constitution actually states that the states in this, with the 10th Amendment, are able to do what they can, i.e., do lockdowns to promote the general welfare and safety of the citizens. So it's actually more constitutional for these states to be able to do these lockdowns in the case of a pandemic, which is what's going on. There's no treatment. There's no vaccine right now. And the only way to stop this is actually to wear a mask in public, social distance, and lock yourself down. That's it. Those are our choices. Are we going to go in that direction? No. We're actually making it worse. And it's because that there is an entire political identity wrapped around owning the rest of everyone else, punishing the rest of the country for having belief in science and facts, and actually wanting to make sure that all of America is healthy. This is not a healthy outcome. This is only a deeply broken system can create people like that who also happen to get themselves into power. There's another virus in America, and it ain't just coronavirus. It is something much, much deeper and much more problematic that is only adding to the misery and the suffering that we're going to go through and that we're going through right now. And that's the virus we also need to fight. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.